From the Samsung Production Studios in the heart of Hazleton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Brought to you by SSP TV and the Standard Speaker.
A disgraceful act in one borough of Schuylkill County continues to bother residents who take pride in their community. Fury over the flag is where we begin at 4 o'clock. Good evening and thanks so much for joining us, everyone. I'm Kristen Bazinski. Nearly a week after 2 American flags were found floating instead of flying in Tamaqua, residents of the borough are still outraged, and a high reward is being offered to whoever helps crack the case. News 13 stopping by the borough this morning, where dozens of American flags are flying proud along the main streets. These quality flags were recently purchased by the Tamaqua American Legion with the help of public donations. Last week, vandals removed 2 of the flags and poles from parking meters along East Broad Street and tossed them into the Little Schuylkill River. We asked one local business owner and Legion member what he thought about the incident.
Low, very low. It's a very low, poor example. When it comes to stuff like that, the only reason why we're here is because the great veterans of America fought and made us where we are now, which is the greatest place on earth to live.
The Tamaqua American Legion, Tamaqua Crime Watch, and Tamaqua Volunteers Group are offering a one-time $1,775 reward for the first person who provides information that leads to the arrest and conviction of the person who committed this disturbing crime. News 13 has learned that this has happened multiple times over the past few years in the same location. Anyone with information about the flag desecration is asked to call Tamaqua Police at 668-5000. Also in Schuylkill County, one nonprofit organization is being praised for its hard work and dedication in the community. News 13 stopping by the Pottsville Courthouse after Schuylkill Elder Abuse Prevention Alliance, commonly known as SEPA, received the Nonprofit of the Year award from the Schuylkill Chamber of Commerce earlier this morning. SEPA was also congratulated by the Secretary of Aging, Brian Duke, who presented a proclamation from Governor Tom Corbett. SEPA is one of 30 task forces across the state as part of the Pennsylvania Department of Aging's Protection Services program that addresses elder abuse. Members of the organization work tirelessly to advocate for the rights of older adults.
We've had a couple stories come back to us about how some of the things that we've done have actually helped them or given them the courage to come forward and call and ask for help. Some of the things that we hear, make us feel good that we're being effective, but it also makes us aware that there's really a bigger problem out there than even we realized, and we have to start talking about it more and we have to start doing more about it.
Well, it's one of the hidden dangers that we have in our society, the elder abuse, and it's hidden because people don't report it. And so the more we can increase awareness so that bank tellers and grocery clerks, so that any citizen anywhere who suspects abuse, neglect, exploitation, abandonment can report it. That's important.
Between 1 and 2 million Americans aged 65 and older have been injured, exploited, or mistreated by someone who was caring for them. For more information or to report suspected elder abuse or neglect, visit www.aging.state.pa.us or call the Elder Abuse Hotline at 1-800-490-8505. Elder abuse is not limited to a certain town or state. Elder abuse happens worldwide. Friday, June 15th will mark World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. It was meeting number 2 for a group of concerned Greater Hazleton citizens who want their voices heard and are willing to take a stand for what they believe in. And their next stop will be Hazleton City Hall. News 13 at Lobitz Tuesday night, where it was a full house of taxpayers. The Concerned Citizens Group was formed by Louis Booty Beltrami, a Hazel Township business owner who wants to see change in the local government. And while the group's focus isn't on one specific area, Hazleton City was talked about in length. Some proposed ordinances have raised concern. Booty made it clear that this is about the needs and priorities of each government-represented citizen and is looking for people to be aggressive and resilient in this effort.
We're not Republican, we're not Democrat. We want people to vote their conscience. We want to put people in office that are going to do what our group wants them to do, not what they want to do with their own ideas, and most of their ideas don't work. We want accountability, we want transparency, and we want to be involved on day-to-day issues. We want them to come to us and ask us, what do you think? Not off the top of their minds what they want to do.
Beltrami wants as many people at the next Hazleton City Council meeting as possible. And while some folks said they could not make it because of parking concerns in downtown Hazleton, Beltrami said he will rent buses, which will transport people to City Hall on June 20th. Beltrami says he'll get 1, 2, or 3 buses, however many are needed, and he will foot the bill. Anyone interested in getting a seat should call Booty's Restaurant at 455-5551. At this group's initial gathering last month, more than 200 attendees were asked to fill out questionnaires to help organize concerns in areas where some tax or some change is wanted by the taxpayers. It was said that 28% of survey takers cited nothing positive, and that the biggest concerns were crime, drugs, and gangs. Beltrami, along with Dr. Victor Greco, who's playing a major part in this concerned citizens group, will appear on tonight's edition of the Sam LaSant Show, where you will have the opportunity to learn more about the group's efforts and goals. That show hits the air at 9 p.m. Thousands around the nation are celebrating and taking a stand for the most fundamental basis for American entrepreneurship while raising money for a good cause. News 13 stopping by the Churchill Mall Wednesday afternoon, where a bake sale, lemonade stand, and hug-a-thon were all taking place. The nationwide event takes a stand against recent government regulations that outlaw donations to food banks based on their sodium content, as well as the recent string of government crackdowns on lemonade stands and bake sales across the country. And hugging becoming a punishable offense at schools. The organizer of the local goodie sale finds the message behind it to be essential for the rights of future generations.
I want our children to have the freedom that we are blessed with. But if you don't fight for it, they're not going to have it. And it's our every generation's responsibility. Today's message is we must stand. We must stand up and practice your constitutional right. People are asking me many questions. People are supporting me. They are just incredible.
I'm in this group called Teen Leaders, and we try to go out into the community and help others. I think it's pretty good. Like, it's all the money that we're getting towards is being split into the 2 charities.
The proceeds of each stand will go to Mercury One, a nonprofit organization with the goal of feeding 1 million people in 11 cities where soup kitchens and homeless shelters have been shut down because of this regulation. Now, that bake sale is wrapping up, but the nonprofit behind it is working on another charity movement like this one in the near future. If this is of any interest to you, be sure to check that out and watch out for it. On Tuesday's edition of News 13, we told you about a firefighter being injured at a fire in Frackville. Yesterday, News 13 incorrectly reported the name of that firefighter. We identified the injured firefighter as George Peters, and the injured firefighter was actually Gary Peters. We apologize for that. The fire did happen at Gary Peters' home on Balliet Street in Frackville. News 13 sorry for the mistake, and we regret the error. Now, News 13 has learned that Peters' fellow firefighters at the Altamont Fire Company are accepting donations to help him and his family get back on their feet. Donations can be mailed to the Altamont Fire Company, P.O. Box 409 in Frackville. That zip is 17931, or you can drop them off at the fire company's block party on Friday and Saturday this weekend. Mark your donation with Fire Victim Fund. The fire company is also accepting donations of clothing and household items. A list of needed items will be posted on the Altamont Fire Company's Facebook page in the near future. Coming up on News 13, Freddie B's in with sports, and we have a look at the forecast for the next 24 hours. And a look at another beach is closed again. We'll have more on that coming up. Also ahead, they protect your child when riding in a car. Now, one local ambulance company wants to make sure they are installed properly. Where you can go to get your car seat checked is coming up.
SSP TV Sports on News 13 with Fred Barletta Jr.
Well, while we're waiting for the state championships in baseball and softball to wrap it up for the 2012 year, we get right to the minor league report tonight because there's no high school stuff to talk about. It's going to be that way for a while, isn't it? Anyhow, let's take a look. Kyle Landis' club, well, they've got a double dip tonight on the road at New Britain, so I'm sure that he's going to be getting in one of those games. We will take a look. It'll give us a chance to pause and take a look at Landis' stats. As you take a look, he has thrown 35 innings, as you see, and you know what's amazing? Look at the walk to strikeout ratio. That is absolutely phenomenal. So it's almost 5-1. So that's pretty darn good. You can see hitters are under 200 on him for the year. And that ERA, by the way, is reflective of both his AA and AAA. If you do just the AA one, it's under 2. So he's been pitching very, very well. Now, meanwhile, last night, Russ Kanzler's club, he was 0-4 in their game last night. Now we switch over to his stats. And, you know, these are actually pretty good numbers, except he set the bar awfully high last year. He's the reigning most valuable player of the International League. Remember, he was also the International League All-Star Game MVP. So when you compare it to that, yeah, then the numbers are off a little bit, but he's still having a pretty solid year. And it's been a very tough emotional first couple months of the season for him. And he's starting to balance himself out. Hopefully, he's going to have a strong final couple months there. We will wait and see. Now, one final thing we'll tell you about with Landis and Kanzler, and that is, how are the teams doing? Well, if you take a look, let's go to the International League standings. First of all, if you're a Yankee or Philly fan, the Phillies AAA team closer to first than the big team. And the Scranton Wilkes-Barre Yankees, despite having a great record, are 4 games out. It's been a very competitive division in that northern division of the International League. Now let's go over to where Columbus plays, because that one, you'll see Columbus is in second, but they're 8 games off the pace and they're 5 games under 500. So they're really not having the best of opening months here. We will wait and see. Compare that to Kyle Landis. This is the Indians' AA team, Akron, with a solid first place lead over the Harrisburg Senators. So we'll be keeping an eye on it. Minor League Baseball with a couple of locals, always interesting. Meanwhile, in the major leagues tonight, the Orioles in that rematch of the 79 and 71 World Series. Last night the Orioles won. We'll see what happens tonight. Joe Madden's club got embarrassed last night at Citi Field, but we'll see. Maybe they bounce right back tonight in Game 2 of that series. Well, I really don't know what to say about the Phils. It's absolutely speechless as you take a look. They're out in Minnesota tonight, and they are just scuffling like we haven't seen them in, well, about 8 years. Meanwhile, the Yankees look for the sweep tonight down in Atlanta. And in hockey, the Stanley Cup for the first time resides in Los Angeles. And the Kings come away with the 6-1 win there. And of course, the Oklahoma City Thunder jumped out to a 1-0 lead over the Miami Heat last night. Game 2 of that best-of-7 will be tomorrow night in OKC. Hey, by now you know about Stripes and Strikes. They sponsor us, and I'll tell you, you got to go down and check it out. Look for the big green awning across from Genetti's Best Western on 309. That's where you'll find them, and they've got it all, from equipment for baseball and softball. They've also got custom screen printing and embroidering. Got plenty of free parking too. So check them out. Stripes and Strikes, make the right call.
All right, on your screen right now, your winning midday lottery numbers on this Wednesday, June 13th. Your daily number, 731. Big 40309. Quinto 85225. And Treasure Hunt 1, 7, 23, 24, and 28. Good luck.
Good evening, everyone, and here's tonight's Talk of the Town report. First tonight, the Pennsylvania Breast Cancer Coalition Traveling Photo Exhibit will be having an opening reception at the Hazleton Health and Wellness Center Thursday, June 14th at 6 p.m. This educational work of art celebrates the life, courage, and hope of women that have battled breast cancer. For more information, please call 1-800-377-8828. And finally tonight, the Factory Actors are presenting the hilarious comedy, The Sensuous Senator, at the Factory Theater in Nuremberg. Remaining show dates are June 15th, 16th, and 17th. For show information or for tickets, please call today 570-384-4851. That's tonight's Talk of the Town. News 13 would like to send sincere condolences to the family and friends of these recently departed. Andrew Chimo, formerly of Hazel Township. Friends are invited to attend a Divine Liturgy Thursday at 10 a.m. in the St. Mary's Byzantine Catholic Church. Arrangements are under the direction of the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Marion T. Vanko of McAdoo. Funeral will be Saturday at 11 a.m. in the Church of All Saints. Friends may call Saturday from 9:30 to 11 a.m. The Damiano Funeral Home is assisting the family with the arrangements. John L. Collins of Tamaqua. Funeral service will be Friday at 6 p.m. at the E. Franklin Griffiths Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 4 to 6 p.m. Lucy Ann Newman of Levittown. Family and friends may call Saturday from 9 to 10 a.m. at the St. Joseph the Worker Church. Funeral Mass will begin at 10 a.m. Margaret B. Leshko, formerly of Tresco. Funeral will be Friday at 12:30 p.m. at the St. Anne Chapel in Bethlehem. Friends may call Friday from 11:30 a.m. until the time of service. Arrangements are under the direction of the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Irene B. Tutko, formerly of Hazleton. Funeral is Saturday at 9 a.m. from the Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home. Friends may call Friday from 5 to 8 p.m. Shirley Sanders of Foster Township. Funeral service will be held Friday at 9 a.m. from the Lehman Family Funeral Service. Friends may call Thursday from 6 to 8 p.m. And Norbert W. Rinkus of West Hazleton. Arrangements will be announced by the Hillary J. Bonin Funeral Home. Tonight's obituaries have been brought to you by the Smilax Floral Shop located on 15th Street in Hazleton. For delivery to all local funeral homes, call 570-454-0111. And by Mia's. Don't settle for second best when dining out. Discover Mia's all-new low-price menu. And remember, there's always plenty of free, gated parking behind the Markle Building.
Well, a beach at a Carbon County park is closed again due to high levels of bacteria in the water. The Beltsville Lake Beach will be closed to all swimmers until further notice. The Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources closed the beach at Beltsville State Park on Wednesday morning. The beach will remain closed until another water sample is received. Beltsville State Park can still be used for picnicking, fishing, boating, and hiking, just not swimming. Well, today would be a great day to be at the beach with nice temps that we have been seeing, and the rain moved out. Good news. Will the nice weather be sticking with us throughout your weekend? We'll answer that question a little later at 4:30, but right now let's check out tonight's creative condition from Faith Letcher, a student at Holy Family Academy. She shows us a picture of a warm and sunny day. Thanks, Faith, for the wonderful picture. Now to your forecast. Over the next 24 hours, partly cloudy skies will take us through the rest of tonight, low down to 53. We'll see mostly sunny skies on your Wednesday. 72 will be our high, so it's looking like a very nice Wednesday ahead, and I don't think you're going to be disappointed with the next 4 days ahead completely, but you'll have to wait and see until your full forecast coming up next. Just windows and much, much more. 636-1133 First Street, Freeland. Visit them on the web at justwindowsandmore.com. Well, congratulations to Can Do for celebrating another successful year. News 13 stopping by Genetti's Tuesday evening, where Greater Hazleton's Economic Development Organization held its annual dinner. The economy has forced Can Do to be in somewhat of a building mode over the past few years, but now the organization has turned things around and plans to make more future investments so that more jobs can be created in the Hazleton area. Can Do President Kevin O'Donnell explains.
Well, I think what we'll see immediately, there's a couple of companies that are looking at expansions. In Humboldt Park, there's 2 companies right now that are looking at expansions. Can Do is doing a study to try to see where we can construct another spec building. It's a building that we built in advance of somebody coming in to have something on a shelf ready to go. And we're trying to take that attitude of now that we've had the worst behind us, we're trying to move things forward for the community. So you're going to see a little more aggression come out of Can-Do in the years to come.
The 56th annual dinner celebrated the third year of Chairman of the Board John Spivak, and also some new awards handed out, including Partner of the Year, which went to the Greater Hazelton Chamber of Commerce, and the Chairman's Award presented to Charlie Burkhart. Congratulations. All right, stay with us. More local news is headed your way next. Do not to be scammed. Police in one local community want residents to be a little safer when they answer the phone next time. There could be a con artist on the other end, and it's happening a lot lately. We'll have more right now, live at 4:30.
From the Samsung Production Studios in the heart of Hazelton, Pennsylvania, it's your News 13.
Hey again, everyone. Thanks for staying with us tonight. I'm Kristen Bazinski. Well, recent complaints from residents, in particular senior citizens who have become victims of phone scams, have prompted Hazelton City Police to help and offer some advice so you aren't the next to be scammed. Some helpful tips police suggest to avoid scams include using a caller ID and answering machines to screen your calls. Never give your bank account, social security, or credit card numbers to anyone you don't know, and never pay for a prize. Resist pressure situations. Legitimate companies will give you time to make a decision. Never allow anyone you don't know into your home. Consider being placed on a do not call list. Do not sign your credit cards. Put ask for ID in place of your signature. And always remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. And if you feel you are the victim of a scam, make sure you call police immediately. They protect your child while driving in your car, but if they are not placed in your car correctly, they can harm your little kiddo. That's why a local ambulance company is holding a child safety seat check. APTS Ambulance will be hosting a child safety seat check June 22nd. If you'd like your child's seat to be checked out, make sure you call APTS at 453-1445 extension 6 to make an appointment. This check will only take a few minutes and could save your child's life in case of an accident. APTS will be conducting these checks on the third Friday of every month, just in case you can't make this one. Hazelton police are looking for a motorcycle that was stolen between the hours of 11 Monday night and 8 Tuesday morning from Noble Street, just west of Pine Street in the city. The vehicle is described as a black 2002 Suzuki motorcycle model GSXR with Pennsylvania registration 4696H. Anyone who has information on the thief or the vehicle is asked to contact city police by dialing 911. Well, the mayor of Cunningham is taking every step he can to keep kids safe. And this is where, near the News Sheets gas station on Route 93. The mayor says he has witnessed many close calls with kids walking to or from Sheets, almost being struck by cars. Mayor Corelli says the speed limit is 35, and while some drivers are abiding by it, many are speeding, and this puts the kids at even higher risk for being hit or killed. He believes a sidewalk will do the trick, and he's doing all he can to get one put in.
There are some enhancement grants out there and some gaming grants that I'm trying to get a meeting together, see if we can put something together to put some sidewalks or a walking lane, something to make the kids safe. I have pictures on my camera phone of 5 cars going down the street, 15 kids walking up the street, right in the middle of the street. Yell at them, they move over for a minute or two, but they're 4 or 5 wide, they're not single file. Cars behind them have to stop dead because there's cars coming down the street so they can't get around them. It's very dangerous. Summer just started last week. I mean, school's out a couple days now, and I see it has increased probably by 10–20% of the population again. We have to do something. We cannot lay on this. We cannot wait until somebody gets hurt to make a move.
Corelli hopes to get Senator Gordner and Representative Toohill to visit the area next week to see for themselves the dangerous situation. The mayor says the borough will need to move fast if they want to secure grant money for the sidewalk project because the deadline to get the money is June 30th. News 13 in McAdoo last night where council gathered. The meeting started with an executive session where we're told Personnel matters and legal issues were discussed. Council also voted to bring some fun to the borough for youth over the summer by having different playground activities. Councilwoman Marian DeBalco said she's trying to get a helicopter for the day for the kids to see, and maybe even have Air Products have an ice cream day, possibly maybe a dance at one of the playgrounds for 4th through 8th graders. Also in McAdoo, the borough's new police SUV is back in service. You remember it was flooded out a few weekends back as police were responding to calls for help during flash flooding. The SUV is fixed and again is back on the road today. All right, in nearby Klein Township, some are doing something to help keep their community looking beautiful and pretty to everyone's eye. And Gary Perna joins us. He's one of our own here at News 13, but he's also helping to make this happen. So Gary, this is a new committee that's being formed. Tell me a little bit about what's going on in Klein Township.
Well, Kristen, our neighbors have decided to come together, and we needed a community organization to make the township look good. And one of our main problems that we saw was maybe some properties were left go. Maybe there was some trash on the sides. The playgrounds needed a little bit of an update. And that's kind of what this committee wants to do. And last night, the committee came together and we elected our officers. And one of the things that we are really in need of is some volunteers to come out and give us a hand in, cleaning up the community or giving us a helping hand when we're going to do something.
Okay, so basically you're looking for volunteers to help if you head to maybe one of the parks in the township and do stuff there or those kind of things like that.
Yep, and I hope everyone has a pen and paper at home. If you live in Klein Township, our next meeting will be July 2nd, and we meet at the Township Building at 7 p.m.
Okay.
And we're looking for people to come out. And Klein Township is basically and I like to say we're an elderly community. We have a lot of our residents have lived there for a very long time, and they want to see some things taken care of and want to keep the township looking good and attract good people to the township. And that's kind of what this committee is. And we are just looking for people to come out. One of the projects that we are going to be undertaking is the Claire's Playground. As you can see, the signs need to be replaced. It needs to be a little cosmetic work, as we say, need to be done, and hopefully bring a little bit more pride back to the township. And up on their screen is my phone number or our secretary's email address, Lori Kane, with her email address is lorikane@yahoo.com. So if you're interested in giving us a helping hand, it would be great. Like I said, my number is 929-7071. And we'll be meeting on July 2nd at the Town Hall. And we're looking for ideas. We're looking for people to come, give us, hey, maybe this needs to be done, that needs to be done. Okay. So that's what we're looking for. And we're just looking for the community to back us up.
So basically the community to come together to make Klein Township pretty. Not that it isn't already pretty.
No, it is.
Do a little here and there improvements and make it completely, I guess, redo it. Renovate it.
Basically, it's just to give it, beautify it. That's the whole thing. The committee is the Klein Township Beautification Committee. I have been chosen to chair the committee along with Joe Landy, Lori Kane, and Carol Sanko. Okay. And the four of us are looking for our volunteers, and we've had 10 or 12 people come into our meetings and talking to us. So we're hoping that we can get some more people in the community involved and we can get this underway this summer and keep the township looking at its best.
All right, very good, Gary. Thanks so much. Hopefully everyone will come forward and lend a helping hand. Thanks. You. Good luck. Nearly a week after 2 American flags were found floating instead of flying in Tamaqua, residents of the borough are still outraged, and a high reward is being offered to whoever helps crack the case. News 13 stopping by the borough this morning where dozens of American flags are flying proud along the main streets. These quality flags were purchased recently by the Tamaqua American Legion with the help of public donations. Last week, vandals removed 2 of the flags and poles from parking meters along East Broad Street and tossed them into the Little Schuylkill River. Now, we asked one local business owner and Legion member what he thought of the incident.
Low, very low. It's a very low, poor example. When it comes to stuff like that, the only reason why we're here is because the great veterans of America fought and made us where we are now, which is the greatest place on earth to live.
The Tamaqua American Legion, Tamaqua Crime Watch, and Tamaqua Volunteers Group are offering a one-time $1,775 reward for the first person who provides information that leads to the arrest and conviction of the person who committed this disturbing crime. News 13 has learned that this has happened multiple times over the past few years at the same location. Anyone with information about the flag desecration is asked to call Tamaqua Police at 668-5000. And coming up on News 13, a Hazleton man who went on a crime spree in other parts of our regions now being slapped with some hefty charges. More on that in just a bit. But first, one nonprofit organization continues to advocate for the rights of elders, and today their commitment was recognized. Well, a small township in Schuylkill County will be getting police protection from a neighboring township. Ryan Township supervisors adopted an ordinance that will let the Ryan Township Police Department provide police services to Delano Township. This partnership gives Ryan Township police officers enforcement authority within Delano Township lines. Ryan Township has been providing some police protection in the neighboring township, but the new ordinance will give the police more power in Delano. Delano does pay Ryan for police protection. Ryan Police patrol Delano about 30 hours a month, or depending on emergencies. Ryan Township Police Department's a part-time department with about 5 part-time officers. A Hazleton man has been charged with robbing 2 banks back in May. This is 46-year-old David Kennard, who police say robbed one bank in Carbon County and another in Lehigh County. Mahoney Township Police slapped Kennard with several charges, including robbery, which is a second-degree felony, after he was identified as the man who robbed PNC Bank in Lehighton on May 31st. While in police custody, Kennard admitted to another robbery at KMBT in North Whitehall Township that took place on May 24th. He now faces more charges. Kennard's pickup truck that he used in both robberies was found on June 3rd and impounded by the state police here in Hazleton. One nonprofit organization in Schuylkill County is being praised for its hard work and dedication in the community. News 13 stopping by the Pottsville Courthouse after Schuylkill Elder Abuse Prevention Alliance, commonly known as SEPA, received the Nonprofit of the Year award from the Schuylkill Chamber of Commerce earlier this morning. SEPA was also congratulated by the Secretary of Aging, Brian Duke, who presented a proclamation from Governor Tom Corbett. SEPA is one of 30 task forces across the state that is part of the Pennsylvania Department of Aging's Protection Services program that addresses elder abuse. Between 1 and 2 million Americans aged 65 and older have been injured, exploited, or mistreated by someone who was caring for them. For more information or to report suspected elder abuse or neglect, visit aging.state.pa.us or call the Elder Abuse Hotline at 1-800-490-8505. Elder abuse is not limited to a certain town or state. Elder abuse happens worldwide. Friday, June 15th, will mark World Elder Abuse Awareness Day. Students at a local college will still be getting more bang for their buck in comparison to other state schools, but will see a slight increase in their tuition bill come the fall semester. Students at Luzerne County Community College will pay $96 per credit for the 2012-2013 school year, a $12 markup per credit over the current rate. This is the first increase in about 3 years, and it passed unanimously by the Board of Trustees. Now, the board also voted unanimously to raise the technology fee $2 per credit and the general services fee $1. Unfortunately, with budget cuts and the turn of the economy, the increase is a necessity for the community college to continue operating at an optimal level. Despite the increase, LCCC remains affordable relative to other community colleges throughout Pennsylvania. Headed your way on News 13 is sports with Freddie B. He talks Game 1 of NBA Finals, what to expect tonight, and much more. And later, we'll stop by a blood drive that's honoring a woman who gave much of her time to the American Red Cross. And it's not too late to stop by and donate yourself. News 13 has told you all about a blood drive being held today in memory of a woman who was not only an avid blood donor, but like an angel to the Red Cross. Today, the American Red Cross is holding the blood drive in memory of Agnes Zaranin, a nurse, a mother, grandmother, and an influence in this community. The drive is going on until 6 p.m. tonight, which means you still have time to roll up your sleeve and save a life. Zaranin was a faithful advocate of blood donations and was one of the first individuals to initiate blood drives in the McAdoo community. When News 13 stopped by, we found her family, including her son and grandson, who have kept her spirit alive by giving the gift of life, by giving gallons. Red Cross officials tell us they have had a good turnout so far, but they need you to come out and keep the count up. Again, this drive goes until 6 tonight in memory of Agnes. Well, today would be a great day to be at the beach with the nice temps we're seeing. Will the nice temps and sunny skies be staying with us through the weekend? We'll answer that question in just a bit and see how Father's Day is looking as well. But right now, let's look at tonight's creative condition from Faith Letcher, a 5th grade student at Holy Family Academy. She's showing us a picture of a warm and sunny day. Thanks, Faith, for sharing your wonderful picture. Tonight, it'll be 53 degrees with partly cloudy skies, taking you through to your Wednesday. And I don't really have much to say about the weather because it's pretty uneventful and looking pretty nice. As you can see, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we see sunny skies. Saturday and Sunday, we're going to get up to the high 70s. We're going to be in the 50s at nighttime. No sign of any rain. That's a good deal in my book. Pretty good forecast. Lazy Dog Salon bringing you the forecast tonight. North Broad Street, West Hazelton, 459-0310 is the number to call to make an appointment for your little furry friend at the Lazy Dog Salon in West Hazelton. Valley High Drive-In Route 93 in West Hazelton as well, right down the street from the Lazy Dog. So after you get your cat or your dog groomed, head on over to the Lazy Dog and get your furry friend a little ice cream and yourself some ice cream too at Valley High Drive-In in West Hazelton. All right, that'll do it for us tonight. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. You can catch this newscast again with a rebroadcast throughout tonight, or simply go to News 13's website, ssptv.com, where you're going to find everything Greater Hazelton and beyond. It's all just a click away. On behalf of your News 13 team, be safe. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Good night.